Colin Pinder, welcome to the call. Thank you so much for getting on.
This is Sonia from Kingston, Jamaica.
Welcome, Sonia. Thank you. Thank you for getting on, guys. So that's the end of our roll call because we like to always start on time. And the reason for that is because, guess what? You want to respect the people that got on here early. So let me mute out the lines. Give me 1 second. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I said, my name is Dr. RUTHANN Newton-Lightburn out of Freeport, Bahamas, and we are so excited, absolutely excited to have you on tonight's call. Hold on 1 second. King Clive, I need your assistance. I need you to make me host so I can then, oh, never mind, Townsend got it. Okay, good. Let's see here. There we go. Mr. Townsend, I need a few persons to come up as co-host, please. Oh, now I'm host. We're playing rotary host right now, guys. So give me 1 second. I don't want to do a million things at once, but let's just make sure we're doing this right. So I got it. We got it live and we got it recorded. We're doing everything. Whoop, whoop. That's what I'm talking about. So once again, my name is Dr. RUTHANN Newton-Lightburn out of Freeport, Bahamas, and you have decided to join us on our weekly microbiome call. Guys, this is a call that was literally birthed by a gentleman that you're going to hear from shortly. But one of the things that we are very proud of here at our microbiome movement is that we always start things in decency and in order. So let me look through. I think I just spoke to a reverend. Let's see if I can bring him back up. So Reverend Woods, we would absolutely love if you could open us in prayer. So I'm going to unmute you. I'm going to make you co-host for a second and bring you up. And I'm going to ask if you can open us in prayer because this is how we start here at the Microbiome Project, always with prayer. So Reverend Woods, are you out there? And if you're able to assist us in opening us in prayer.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Take it away.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this opportunity, how you have blessed us one more time and again to come together. Oh God, we thank you for this purpose. We thank you for the design of this meeting. God, I pray right now that you be with us, God, and give us the understanding, give us the information we need, God, that our bodies can be temples of God in the mighty name of Jesus. Strengthen us, God, from our head to our toes. Oh God, give us the information we need that we can design ourselves to be whole, add years to our life, and build the kingdom of God. God, we say thank you for the presenters. Now use them, God. Anoint them, God. Give us what we need. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And like I said, that's how we start here. So I apologize if we might have offended anybody. It was not intentional, but we just want everybody to know who our head is, the big man himself. Okay. So with that being said, for those that have never, ever been on this call before, you are absolutely in for a treat because the gentleman that I'm going to bring up, he's going to literally introduce you to something called the microbiome. Not the microbi who, not the microbi what, the microbiome. And listen, this is his brainchild. And why I say it's his brainchild is because we all started in a company called Sankey back in, that would be November of 2019. And honestly, we did not really know what we were embarking on when bought into this room to discover, this formulas, these technologies. We did not know. And then as the year progressed, so many persons had so many testimonies, so many things were happening in persons' bodies, but we still didn't know. And would you believe the gentleman who created Dr. Bahia Diaz, these amazing formulas that you're going to learn about throughout this program, he spoke about it, but we still didn't know. It's amazing how people could hit you over the head a million times and you still don't hear them. And guys, back in early part of November, King Clive Campbell out of Jamaica took it upon himself to really delve into what did we really have on our hands, realizing that we had something that was a part of the Blue Ocean Strategy, which basically meant we created our own highway. Guys, are you hearing me? We created our own entire lane and highway on the road with what we have to offer. And so he decided to take it upon himself to delve in. And I'm talking delve deep, deeper than most of us ever would. We we thinking about it now. He delved deep. And then he said to all of us around him, he said, you know what, you don't mind linking up, babe. You don't mind linking hands and arms and arms and, let's try do this. And guys, all I can say is the journey has been simply amazing ever since. And we have supported him in this movement, and we've become a part of the movement to the point where you will hear all of us talking about it now, because now we know the door has been opened. So without further ado, I'm going to gently slide out of the way of greatness and bring to the forefront this amazing, dynamic, fantastic, phenomenal gentleman out of Jamaica. I call him, first of all, the poet of health. You can smile. The poet of health, that's number one. Then I call him guru, because guess what? He know more than us, okay? So when someone knows just 3%, just 1% more than you, guess what? They're a guru, okay? So he is the guru of what we call the microbiome, and he's going to delve deep into that, and he's going to allow your eyes to open wide for this amazing ride. So without further ado, like I said, I'll slide out of the way of greatness and bring to the forefront King Clive, Guru, Microbiome Campbell.
Oh, my word. I thank you so much, Queen Dr. RUTHANN Lightbourne. You are such an amazing person. Thank you so much for your kind words and a kind introduction. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to salute you all for being on this call tonight. Wherever you're chiming in from, whichever family you're representing, community, country, anywhere in the world, you are doing yourself and your community and family a great favor. I welcome you to this microbiome call tonight. And I pray that tonight you will leave here, especially as Dr. RUTHANN said, if you're coming on for the very first time, we pray that you will leave with some information for your transformation, because we are hoping that you'll hear something that may want to cause you to do something differently. And we thank you for being here. I want to thank Mr. Townsend, some say Mwando Townsend, for the technical aspect of things. We often don't remember to thank him, but he's always kind to be in every Tuesday night, making sure this happens. We don't take it for granted, sir. We thank you, we appreciate you. The Lord himself will reward you and bless you and cover your family. So ladies and gentlemen, we are on here to talk about the microbiome. This is my segment. We have other persons that will be chiming in for this presentation tonight. There's a microbiome. For those who are writing it down, it is spelled M-I-C-R-O-B-I-O-M-E. Ladies and gentlemen, the information we now have is changing the way we look at ourselves and the way we go forward. Because there are many things we did not know about ourselves that we are now learning. And this is not somebody in a corner that comes up with a term and have this information somewhere. This is big. You're talking about 50,000 scientific papers on the microbiome in the last 5 years. Just 10,000 articles per year. And we are learning now that it is doubling. Every major medical conference, the hottest topic, the microbiome. The major medical journals, even the Economist magazine has been talking about the microbiome from 2012. That is not a medical, that is an Economist magazine, and they're talking about it. Many newspapers, the biggest names in terms of doctors, major medical universities, ordinary universities, hospitals, they are all talking about the microbiome because this is a shift. According to Dr. Susan Lynch of the University of California, she's saying that this is a watershed moment in human history. She said, we did not know this information. And she has been a doctor for 20 odd years. And she's saying that she did not know this information. It is just now coming to the fore in the last 15, 20, maybe even 25 years. But we thank God for Sankey Global, because from 1970, they have been telling the world that there's something about the microbiota, the microbiome now, as we are learning about it. But they have been saying something to the world. So wise men still come from the East, giving us information for our transformation. So when we understand who we are better able to function. We are better able to protect ourselves. We are better able to realize the type of world that we have created and how difficult it is for us as human beings to survive and stay healthy in a world that we have created out of ignorance. We have done some stuff. We have said some stuff because we did not understand the human body. So, ladies and gentlemen, the day that you were born, you were 99% human cells, 1% microbial cells. Your birthday, first day on planet Earth. By the time you reach 3 years old and celebrate your third birthday, 36 months later, guess what? A great transformation has taken place. You ever see the movie Transformer? It is more critical than that movie Transformer. Some shift has taken place. Because by that time, in terms of human cells, you're only 10% human by cell and 90% microbial. Something has shifted. We did not realize that we only have 10 trillion human cells and 100 trillion microbial cells living in our body. So for early clarification, what sort of microbial cells are we talking about? Most of them bacteria, you have virus, fungi, a subclass called protozoa, archaea, and even types of parasites live inside of our body. How many of them? 100 trillion. Every human being, not just for Jamaicans, not just for Americans, not just for Canadians, and the Canadian posse, of course, is in the house, big and large and in charge. Yeah. But guess what? Every single human being. And here's what is interesting. Many of the brightest minds, names that we call every day, although they have died many years ago. Scientists, ordinary, the doctors, philanthropists, many other great minds lived and died and didn't know their true construct. So we are the first generation. I think you should give yourself a round of applause just to being a part of this generation with this powerful information to know who you really are. 90% microbes, 10% human cells. And guess what? This is not man's arrangement. This is how God arranged the human body. Microbes being a part of the human body is God's arrangement. It's not man tampering with the human body. So from the very first man until now, we are constructed in this particular manner. And we did not know, and now has now made a world hostile to microbes, of which we have found out that we are a part. So here it is, 1990, when the Human Genome Project was launched. The then President of the United States, President Bill Clinton, he had an elaborate announcement, and the biggest names and who is who in the medical scientific circle, the biggest name, those in business, many leaders from across the world met at the White House, and they had this major conference, and that we are finally found and equipped ourselves with a computing capacity to now sequence and map the genes of the human body. And they say, "Ray, what a moment." It's like when men land on the moon for the first time. We are now going to be able to find out which genes cause cancer and to manipulate it. Ray, diabetes, Ray, Alzheimer's, hooray. And they listed these conditions one by one. Then 13 years later, ladies and gentlemen, they made there were discoveries made about the Human Genome Project that surprised the who is who, the president, the biggest name doctors and scientists, to find out that the human body only has 22,500 human genes. They were disappointed. And why were they disappointed? Because they know that the common rice plant has 38,000 genes. The common earthworm, like the one we use when they're doing fishing at sea or whatever, has 42,000 genes. So they were expecting that the human body would have anywhere from 200,000 to 250,000 genes. Because after all, we sit at the top of the totem pole. We are at the top of the food chain. We are the sophisticated, state-of-the-art humans. So we are supposed to have so much more. But then their bubbles were burst. They were brought back down to earth. They were humbled to learn that we did not have even as many genes as a common earthworm. So the million-dollar question is, how are we able then to function at such high level of sophistication and intricacy as humans do? A scientist wrote to them, to the journals, and said, if you are going to consider human health, you have to include microbial health. And in 2008, the human microbiome, the first one was human genome. This one now is a human microbiome. They want to know the microbes in the body, the genes that they have. At the end of the study in 2013, 5 years later, they found out that the microbial genes in the body is anywhere from 4 million to 20 million microbial genes, comparing to 22,500 human genes. Ladies and gentlemen, many of the functions we thought we were performing for ourselves as humans, God gave us helpers to do that. It was outsourced to the microbes to do it. So, of course, you know, at this point I say, what makes us human ain't even human, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reality. I can't change it. You can't change it. Your doctors can't change it. So when the doctors and other people were telling us to sanitize, and one day I was passing a plaza, I heard a lady chastising a younger person, said, careful what you're eating, you know. You don't want any germs to get inside of your body. Hey, I wish her luck. Because we have 100 trillion of them, 10 times human genes, cells. And we have, so the gene expression in the body, 99% of them are non-human expression. They are microbial genes being expressed. They are the ones that are running the human body. I could say many more stuff to you, but let me go down to the gut, because that is where the gut situation is, the meat of the matter. Now, of the 100 trillion microbes.
Hey, Clive, you know me.
Yes.
I'm an interrupter. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So the other day when you spoke about this, someone in the chat said, what you mean? Ain't make us what? Didn't make us human? What do you mean? We're not human? And I remember I was typing away trying to explain to them how, you know, we're 99% and 90% all of this bacteria, and they were like totally lost.
Wow.
So for the people that kind of came on a little late, just a little late, you know, they come tipping in the back, and they won't walk to the front, even though we got a couple chairs in the front. They won't sit in the back. I just want you to just repeat that part for them to understand how, you know, literally, you just said it so clearly. You said a mother said she don't want her child to get the germs inside her, in the child. But from the time we came out of our mother's canal, we were covered in bacteria.
Yes.
You know, and when I remember when Dr. Lola spoke the other day about what Dr. Behe Diaz said about the woman. And how the mother is so important. And I remember at first when she was starting to say it, I got a little offended. I was like, hold on now. You're telling me Dr. Diaz little sexist? And then she went on a little deeper and said how, you know, the woman is responsible for touching everything, cleaning the dishes, cleaning the clothes, the microbes and the germs getting everywhere to create that protection for her family. Man, Clive, explain to these people, man. Let them to understand how deep this thing really goes, please.
That's cool, because it took me quite a while to wrap my head around this. So I understand what it means if you're hearing this expression for the first time. We are not who we think we are. We are not sterile. We don't have our bodies to ourselves. We have travelers with us on our journey, almost like a ship that transports microbes around. That's the reality. 99% human cells at birth, but by the time you reach 3 years old, you then have acquired the microbial construct of someone who is an adult until the day that you die. So we are not who we think we are, human only. We are not even half human in terms of cells. The human cells are 10 times larger than microbial cells. That is why it seems as if we are the ones alone. But they are the ones in charge that are like the software that runs the hardware of the human body. We are mostly microbes. 10 trillion human cells, but 100 trillion microbial cells. We have 22,500 human genes, but we have between 4 million to 20 million microbial genes. So much of the gene expressions being expressed in our body to make us function on a moment by moment, nanosecond basis is not being done by human activity. It's being done by microbial activity. But then we're not surprised enough because everywhere microbes are. It's estimated that they have been around for 3.5 billion years. This is not planet of the apes. This is planet of the microbes dominated by bacteria. They are dominating the soil. Everywhere you go, if you take up a teaspoon of soil, you have billions, if not trillions of microbes living in it. In the sea, they dominate it. In the air, they dominate it. On land, they dominate it. In the plants, every animal, everything, everywhere you go, you have microbes, including the human body. And they are happy to inhabit human beings. Some microbes live on rocks, some on sand, but they're hard to get nutrients and to survive. They like to live in humans, sorry, because they are well hydrated, well fed, well protected, and they like where they are. So they like to inhabit human beings, and that is why they stay. And God allows for that to happen, and he has made provisions for them to be a natural part of the human body. I'm hoping that you're getting the idea by now that you have known your human self all this while. Welcome, and be introduced now to your microbial self. Your human self meeting your microbial self. You have gotten pretty good at taking care of the human body. Please now take care of your microbial body. If you don't do that, you are going to suffer the consequences. We can't live without them. We should not try to live without them. We should not try to eliminate them. But look at what we are doing now in COVID season. Everywhere you go, on the shops, on the plaza, even at church, and some people did it at home. I went to sell a lady some products one day, and she sanitized my hand and my feet, the whole body she sanitized with some alcohol spray and everything like that. Look at what has happened. So we are spraying ourselves with all these antimicrobial stuff, only to realize that in essence, we are microbials too by function, by construct. This is one of the, as a matter of fact, Professor Tim Spector, King's College, United Kingdom, he said the textbooks of this world has to be torn up. He didn't say change a page or a chapter. You have to tear them up. They no longer represent, we are not a system of 12 organs that make up our body. That is not us. We are mostly microbial. And if we do not know who we are likely to hurt ourselves, damage ourselves, as we have been doing with food and with medicine and many more things. Because we did not understand that we have so many microbes in us, and they are the ones that make us function. So thank you, Dr. RUTHANN, for allowing me to repeat that amount. But here's what happened. Of the 100 trillion microbes that live in your body, 40% of them approximately live one place inside your body. Modern science is recognizing them and is referring to them as a second brain. I knew something big was happening When modern medical science is referring to the 13th organ system they have discovered and is calling it the 13th the 13th organ and the second brain. What do you compare to the elaborate, sophisticated, technologically advanced, smart human brain? Where is it living? Inside the gut. Where in the gut? Inside the colon. One intestine street, colon boulevard, is where you find the gut microbiome living. 39 trillion of them. Where in the gut exactly? In the mucus lining of the large intestine, the colon. Why haven't we known this before? Why didn't we see them? Because you really can't see microbes with the naked eyes. You need a microscope. So that is why doctors did not realize all along that they were there. And they live in a mucous membrane lining that separates the content of the gut from entering into the body and epithelial layer from being breached. So that is where they live. So why are they there? What do they do? I would like to liken them to the manual that runs the human body, the digitalized manual for the, we thought we didn't have one. It's alive, it's living. It's called the microbiome. It's digitalized. It's like the software that runs the hardware. The microbiome is to the human body what the internet is to your smartphone or your computer. It expands human capacity. That is what the microbiome do. It expands human capacity that only have 22,500 genes to function with the ability of millions of genes, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reality of what we are and how we are living. We are being helped out. We are being chaperoned on planet Earth by these microbes. They are around us as a cloud. You can't see them, but all of us have a cloud of microbes. You're walking down the street, you have a cloud of microbes. You meet up with somebody else, their cloud of microbes that surround them is interacting with their cloud of microbes that surround you. And sometimes we talk about spirit tech. You know what spirit tech is? Your microbes interacting with and investigating the other microbes of the person that you're speaking to, and you say, my spirit not take the person there. You know what is happening? Your microbes is saying to you, this person is a bad news person. Walk away. Don't even stand too long for another hello. Say hello from the other side. Yeah, this person is a bad news person. And that is why we talk about spirit tech, but this is the science behind it. Your microbes checking out. So they are around us. They surround us. They are on us. Every square centimeter of our body is covered in terms of our skin by these microbes. They are inside of us. If you open your mouth to speak as I am now, billions and billions of microbes are going in and out. If you're breathing through your nostrils, you have multiple trillions of them going in and out on an hour basis, on a daily basis. It's just there. It's in the atmosphere. It's everywhere you go. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, the reality of our lives. We are not sterile and we are not nearly sterile. But quickly before my time is up, I want to give you an idea of the role that these microbes play in the body, because they are not just there to form an organ and just to be there to cause problem. As a matter of fact, I give you this fact. Only 2% of the recognized 30,000 microbes that we have recognized are what they call bad. Just 2%. 98% of them are called good or benign. Benign means they are neither good nor bad, they are just there. But they perform a role because, for example, on your skin, if they occupy a space, then no pathogenic virus or bacteria or microbe can come there because it is already occupied. So therefore, they become transient. They want to come on. That's when you bathe now, you wash them off for you. But then those residential bacteria that even have your DNA, that even if you were somewhere, I didn't want anybody to know, and something happened, the forensic scientists can investigate the scene and say, hey, guy, you say you weren't here, but why are your bacteria with your DNA on spot? You got to explain that, because your very DNA is encoded in those bacteria. That is how intimately intertwined we are with these microbes. And as the point I was making is that one of the roles that, so 98% are good, 2% bad. Our role in life is to get the 98% of microbes to control the 2% of bad. Like the police force. It's only 2% of them are raw cops. Make a bad name for the police force, doing some things that are off. Most of the men and women in the police force are good, law-abiding, morally upright persons performing their jobs and duties. But there's a 2%, same thing in this situation. We need to find a way, and Sankey Global has helped us to find a way to help the 98% of good microbes to control the 2% of bad microbes. As a matter of fact, 100 years ago, Dr. Eli Meshnikov said most diseases begins in the digestive tract when good bacteria are no more able to control bad bacteria. 100 years ago, Eli Meshnikov said that. And look at it. We were able to send men to the moon. We have been able to send objects even to Mars, sending back images from millions and millions of miles away. And we did not even know who we are. We have never been to us until just about now we are understanding ourselves. So these microbes in our body, the microbiome inside of your gut, 39 trillion of them living inside of your gut right now. It may be damaged as it is in most persons, because if you do not know that it is there, you're not caring for it. You're not nurturing it, and quite likely it has become damaged over time, damaged by antibiotics, medication, poor diet and dietary lifestyle choices, sugar, all kind of things like cigarette, toxins, all kind of different things like just stress and things of that nature damages your microbiome. And things like chlorine and all them different things, glyphosate, that is now Roundup, Monsanto. That's a disaster. That takes me another time to speak about that, because they damage, as it's an antibiotic insecticide that damage the microbes in your body. That is why many of us are sick. So these microbes, they determine your mood. Why do we say that? 95% of the serotonin that is made in your body is made by the microbes, not by the brain in your skull. You know what serotonin is? That neurotransmitter hormone that determines and regulates your mood. They determine if you're happy or if you're sad. Now, can you imagine that? They determine if you're irritable, if you are depressed, if you are anxious. Ladies and gentlemen, these microbes, they are profound. They are powerful. They make these chemicals that runs the human body. We are not the ones that run the body. These microbes do it. And sometimes why some of us love sweet things, it's not us alone, you know, that love sweet things, you know. The microbes in the gut. You eat your dinner, but still you want dessert. Here are some of the microbes if it is bad. Because if your microbiome is healthy, you're going to choose healthy stuff. If your microbiome is unhealthy, you're going to desire unhealthy stuff. I'm just saying it. I'm just a messenger. You must know the type of diet you have. Healthy diet, that determines that you want plants, vegetables, grains, seeds, nuts, lentils. Those are the good bacteria diet. The bad bacteria, they want fast food. They want things from the restaurant. They want pizza. They want fries. They want anything. The color of your food is critical. When you prepare your food and it is brown, if it is gray or white, you know you're feeding the wrong kind of microbes. Those colorful, you want variety. You want diversity. You want to have the food that feed your gut microbiome, the good ones, so that they thrive. When they thrive and they dominate the gut, there is law and order, and your autoimmune system will work well. You'll not have Crohn's disease, you'll not have celiac disease, you'll not have lupus, you'll not have things of that nature. You know what I'm saying to you? You will not have the inflammatory type diseases that is a 95% of the reason why persons are sick. So can you imagine microbes control your mood? But I give you this. In 2017, Dr. John Gray, he is the one that wrote the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Very popular, famous psychologist. He said in 2017, a profound discovery was made. You know what it is? Are you sitting down? For every brain cell, they call it a neuron, and we have 100 billion brain cells. It is surrounded by seven, you answer me, seven bacterial cells for the brain cells to work effectively and efficiently. They cross the blood-brain barrier. You have more bacteria in your brain than you have human cells. As I said, I didn't mean to upset anybody tonight. I didn't plan to burst anybody's bubble, but the fact is the fact. We can't live a lie. This is how things really are. We must learn to protect. We must learn to feed. We must learn to nourish. We must learn to take care of our microbes because they run the body. Not only do they make our serotonin, and they also control the brain, they also control your immune system. If your immune system is weak, it's because the microbiome is damaged. If it is strong, because your microbiome is, your immune system that you need to fight COVID has to be strong. That is why the Sankey Global products are so necessary, because they are designed to restore the health of your immune system, the health of your gut. Anybody with Crohn's disease, celiac disease, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, acid reflux, gastritis, gas, bloating, all kind of gastrointestinal disorders, is because your microbiome is malfunctioning. Sankey Global products help to restore the integrity of your microbiome and the integrity of your gut in case it is leaking content of the gut into the blood and into the body, makes it inflammatory. My friend, ladies and gentlemen, we can talk about this in just half an hour. This is just the beginning. And they control your endocrine system, your hormones and the glands. It controls your switching on and switching off of your 22,500 genes, ladies and gentlemen, and control 98% of the metabolic process in your body. How the body takes in food, break down food, use food as energy, repair and maintain cells, stem cell activity, the endocannabinoid system activity, maintaining homeostasis and balance in the body. Ladies and gentlemen, it's difficult to say what microbes do not do. They literally run your human body. So today we celebrate our microbiome. We give thanks for that which, you know, there's a song I like from I was a child. How do you thank someone who has taken you from crayons to perfume? Of course, I'm referring to Sir with love. If we say to Sir and to Miss with love, what should we say to our microbiome who has taken us from crayons to become engineers and to become doctors and to become lawyers and to become celebrated persons who we are today? We should turn back and say, thank you, microbiome. I respect you, and the least I can do for you is to feed you, take care of you, respect you for the way that you are, and for the now until the rest of my life, I am now aware of my microbiome. Dr. RUTHANN, I gotta stop now because I may go on for too long. Will you come back to the microphone, please? Thank you.
Listen, I was gonna pause you a couple times, but I said, no, let him finish, because you know. Listen, guys, y'all don't understand. Every single week I come back and just I am sitting at your feet, King Live, because the information that you impart is just simply amazing, and you don't find it anywhere. Like, you know, yes, it's on Google, and yeah, you got to go sit there and read and read and read, but how you just regurgitate it and let it roll off your tongue is just simply amazing, and it's soothing on the ears. Because, you know, sometimes you hear people, you're like, okay, let me just mute that phone right there.
All right,
But
Dr.
you make
RUTHANN,
it,
an idea came to me. Couldn't you give me 2 minutes to explain how the body heals itself? I'll take you 2 minutes.
Ma, please, you hold on. You asking me? Me?
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, thank you so much. Here it is now. How does the body heal itself? I always wanted to find out. Here it is now. When you eat food that grandma knows about, grandma always warn, you know, we're sweetening and the goat are going in belly. So grandma tells you what is really food, because supermarket food is refined acidic and processed that makes it poisonous, inflammatory, and nutrient lacking. That is not food. Look like food, smell like food, but it's not food. Real food comes from Mother Nature, ground provision, mostly plants, so vegetable, grains, seeds, nut, lentils. So when you eat those, these are what we call fiber, food with fiber or resistant starches. When you eat it, it survived the entire 22 feet of the early part of the GI tract, ends up there 22 feet later in the colon, where you find 39 trillion live microbes hungry ready to eat. When fiber comes to it, it breaks down fiber, digests fiber. Hear this word now, ferment. Only virus and bacteria can ferment your food. It ferments fiber.
Hold on,
Yes.
Birch. Okay, you just use hold on,
Ferment.
fermentation.
Yes.
But ain't that what going on with these products we got though?
Yes.
That's
So the Japanese have mastered the art of fermentation over thousands of years because they now have a refrigerator like us in the Western world. So in order to preserve their food, they know which strains of bacteria to ferment their food that they eat. And it is that fermentation that caused them to live to be 100 or 90 odd plus and 100 more centenarians because of the fermentation. Bacteria ferments your food and makes what they call short chain fatty acids. Those short chain fatty acids have names: butyrate, acetate, and propionate. So butyrate, for example, as one of them, is the healer of your body. What makes it? Your bacteria makes butyrate. That is what heals the body. How does the body heal itself? When the body gets food, real food, and makes short chain fatty acid butyrate, it plugs the butyrate into the receptor sites on the wall of the colon. It gets into the blood and into the body. It travels throughout your body and begins to maintain every single one of your organ systems. Your liver need a lot of butyrate because everything from the GI tract goes to the hepatic portal vein straight to your liver, and the liver has to deal with the toxins inside of it. If you have fatty liver disease, then you know that your body is in turmoil and in chaos. So you need butyrate to maintain a healthy liver, a healthy heart, a healthy brain in case it is sprained, a healthy blood vessel, because many of us have blood vessels with atherosclerotic plaques. Many persons might be on the way to getting a stroke because arteries have been blocked to the brain, or arteries surrounding the coronary artery around the heart are being blocked. You might be a candidate for a heart attack. You want to make sure that your body is making sufficient butyrate to maintain the body, to heal the body. Don't depend and wait on medicine to do it. Why should we ask to live with a chronic disease? Chronic means ongoing. When you have diabetes, rest of your life medication. High blood pressure, rest of your life. Different conditions, rest of your life. Why should we be asked to live with disease for the rest of our life when we have our microbiome that can make butyrate to heal the body? Ladies and gentlemen, that was a crash course in how the body heals itself. Butyrate to the rescue, to the world. Back to you, Dr. Ruthann.
Well, you know, I was Googling right there, butyrate. What is it? Say legumes, almonds. Listen, what?
Yeah, man,
Hey,
that's what the body
Clive, hear me and him. Listen, I telling y'all guys, y'all ain't hearing what he's saying, man. Listen, if a scientist could say on a video, this isn't something like, you know, King Clive always say, it ain't him saying it. Look in the books. Google it for yourself.
Yeah.
Dr. Bayer Diaz on a video says, I am not here to heal anything. The body, just what he just tell you, the body was created by a powerful creator to heal itself. But you gotta make sure you're putting the right stuff in, man.
Yes, yes.
And that fermentation, man, when I learned that Dr. Bayer Diaz's goal was to figure out how to take the gut of a centenarian and basically turn it inside out and allow us to ingest whatever was going on. So by the time it got in us, it was already doing what it already done in the centenarian.
Yes.
Y'all hearing me? Did you just hear what I said? To allow it to do what it's already done in the centenarian. So regardless of, you know, we want you to try your best. Like Dr. Franco would always say, at least try eat clean 3 days a week out of the week, okay? 4 days, do what you got to do. But 3 days, man, give us a little bit of greens and some salads, a little bit of, you know, your fruit and stuff. But like he said, he wanted products that would be able to actually, no matter what your diet was, still do what it needed to do when it got inside.
Yes.
Man, child, I know if they catch that dog live. I really don't know. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Lord, this was a deep one. This, you take this next level tonight. Woo! I feel good. Na, 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 na. I knew I would now. I don't know about y'all guys, but this was amazing.
So
Simply
good.
amazing. Man, good, 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 good. So,
Yes.
who are our panelists tonight, Sir Clive? Who do we have that is there anybody that you want me to bring up? I know we have Nurse Donnalee.
What I'd ask is if you and Nurse Donnalee would help us to go through these good up products for our good up body and how we stand to benefit from these products. Because the truth be told, nobody overnight is going to change and eat a diet that is consistent with what to make butyrate all the time. That is why we have products with metabolites in it, same thing as what butyrate, acetate, and propionate is, to help the body to heal itself. So I thank you so much for helping us to go through this product system now and kind of listen, because you might need it for yourself or someone to care for. Thank you so much.
Okay, let me make sure. I know I had her up. Now she vanished. So let me see if she's here. Oh, there she is. Nurse Donnalee. Nurse Donnalee, are you out there? No, she's listening. So let's see if she unmutes herself. Hold on one second.
Hi.
Hey, Nurse Donnalee, what's up? How are you? What's going on? Yes, thank you, King Clive, for educating us, guys. I hope you all had your pen and paper. Donnalee, I know you had your pen and paper out, right?
Look here. King Clive had it going on. I just eating my baked sweet potato with some string beans and just listening to you all, man. Y'all was just carrying on up in here, you know.
Man, listen. He rolled that out, Donnalee, man. All you could do is afford to learn, man. It's like you can't help yourself but to understand what's going on in your body. It's simply amazing. And so now it's our job. I know Dr. Denise was busy doing another call tonight, but it's our job tonight, Nurse Donnalee, to present these products. And I know we had a few questions in the chat, but we're going to present the products and then we'll check out that chat and see if we can assist those individuals. And of course, we'll bring King Clive back up if we need him. Of course, he's always there for us. But our Hasaki, guys, listen, this Hasaki, he told you about those metabolites, guys. This has 596 metabolites, and that number is very significant because it's literally the amount of enzymes and all of the things that are needed to metabolize your food. Guess what it adds up to? 596, not 105, not 1,032, 596. So this Hasaki has that in it, but it also improves protein absorption by 20%. And this is so important. And we don't realize how important it is because our body actually needs protein. But oftentimes, even sometimes when we eat the meat, it's not doing what it needs to do. So the Hasaki opens up the cells and allows our body to actually absorb 20% more protein. It increases the oxidation of fat and provides energy to trillions of the mitochondria. The mitochondria, guys, is literally the energy of our cells, and it makes up 60% of our body weight, and I believe in dry weight about 70%. I can't even imagine, like, if you weigh 200 pounds, how much 140 something pounds of dry weight mitochondria? That's like crazy, you know. I just be like, what? That's insane. But also, guys, this Hasaki it turns up the flora and it turns it down. And I'm going to allow Nurse Donnalee to talk about the nanotechnology that we have going on, because that's what really makes our products stand out, because it's nanotechnology. Nurse Donnalee?
Hi. Okay. Now, King Clive, he started to talk about the digestive system and the colon and how the food is fermented. But here at Sankey Global, what we offer to you has already been fermented, guys. Yeah. So let me tell you something. Our products are made from nanobiotechnology. Always remember, when you hear the word nano means small, tiny, microscopic. Okay. So the particles were made tiny, microscopic, and you know what they did with those particles? They actually coated them as well. Why did they coat them? So that it can get through the digestive tract without being destroyed and absorbed. Because most of the nutraceuticals that we buy from are the stores, are the companies. They are not nanobiotechnology. And they're not coded, right? And so what happens is, if you were to take a certain vitamin, mineral, supplement, whatever, from some of these other companies or over the shelf in your drugstore, you will notice. See, this is not something that just I noticed, or King Clyde noticed, or Dr. RUTHANN noticed, or other people here in Sankey noticed, and Dr. Denise noticed. It happens that when you take these other stuff, when you go to the bathroom, you would notice that there's a different color in your urine, or your urine has a certain scent, or when it comes down to bowel movements, you'll notice that it's hard, or it's dry, or it turned a different color. What happened is that your body didn't absorb what it was supposed to absorb from those nutrients. So your body did what? Pass them out. But let me tell you what we have here at Sankey. Those nutrients get through the digestive tract and are allowed not to be broken down, to be excreted out the body that way. What happens is that it is allowed to go through the digestive tract and into the bloodstream. When it goes into the bloodstream, it enters the cells, all right, of our body. And every part of our body is made out of cells, and as King Clive said, the microbiome. So what happens is, these particles from our products, from our Balage, our Renew, our Inner 7, our Hasaki, are allowed to go into our cells. And when it goes into our cells, it's so tiny, micro. Remember, nanobiotechnology. It allows it to go through the cell wall. Once it goes through the cell wall, it actually is allowed to permeate, to go through in the mitochondria. Now you say, nurse, mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of every living cell in our body. And as I said, our body is made up of cells and the microbiome, okay? Everything. Your hair, your nails, what are on the outside of your body are all cells, okay? So what happens is, that's why come even with our products, your hair, your nails, they grow, it changes because of our products. And so when it enters the cell, what happens is the mitochondria, it's supposed to be the powerhouse of the living cells. But what happens is our mitochondria, because of outside stress, whether it be, from outside stress, whether it be what we inhaled during the day, y'all come on now, what we eat, what we drink, what we use on our skin, through stress from work, family, friends, children, church, all of that, business, all of that. Our body releases toxins through stress, okay? So when that happens, the mitochondria dies. So what happens is, when our products go into mitochondria, it gives the mitochondria what we call a jump start. Like, for instance, if you see somebody, they're dying, the first thing we do is try and do CPR. So we start those chest compressions. So our products gives the mitochondria more or less a CPR. When it gives the mitochondria a CPR, you know what happened? That powerhouse say, hey, guess what? No disease is taking over this body. So what it does, it powers up and it pushes the body into homeostasis. Now you say, nice. You come with another word now, mitochondria. And Lord, let me go back to the mitochondria. Do you know that the mitochondria attests for about 60% of our body weight? 60%, guys? Whoa. And so what happens is, when the mitochondria alives and it powers up, or even allows, when the mitochondria wakes up and the cells wake up, we produce more mitochondria with these products. And then what happens, the body goes into something called homeostasis. Homeostasis, guys, is the process by which the body starts to heal itself. So we're not saying that, we only can assist with this or assist with this. No. Anything that is going on in the body, here at Sankey, we are able to assist because it assists the body in doing what God intended our body to do. See, God made us in a certain way. God made us for our body to heal itself. But as I said, due to all of the outside toxins, even the inside toxins through stress, our body breaks down. So the mitochondria need that jump to go into to put the body in homeostasis so the body could start doing what? Healing itself. So back to you, Dr. RUTHANN.
Thank you so much, Nurse Donnalee. Well, guess what? Our Belage, beautiful age, Bell age, or sometimes we like to call it the Jesus juice. Why is it called the Jesus juice? Listen, one of our international sales director, one day his son was listening into a call and he found out that we have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on trees, not on Lamborghinis. We have actually spent over 150,000 to sometimes $500,000 on trees, on olive trees that are older than Christ himself, over 2,000 plus years old, to put it in our fields because we are farm to table. What does that mean? We own all of the farms that our products come from. Our products are literally all 100% plant-based, guys. Okay, and we are so proud of that. And so we also call it the Jesus juice because the nutrients from those trees that are over 2,000 years old are going into the fields and giving that nutrients to the newer olive trees that we have. So this Belage reactivates our body's antioxidants. It increases energy production naturally. It improves blood circulation. If anybody on here has that tingling in the fingers and the legs and the arms and anywhere in the feet, this is for you because it's going to help improve the blood circulation that's going on. Also, if you have erectile dysfunction, we're all grown here on this call. If you have ED, this product is going to assist you in that area. I remember I was on a call from Jamaica one day and the guy said, man, I am so excited that I take this Belage now because when I get up in the morning, it's standing tall. So guys, I'm telling you, this product is, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can I just stop you right there?
Go ahead.
Some people don't know what that ED thing is all about, So you're trying to tell me something. Because I'm a nurse, I could drop it raw. If old boy ain't getting up, you could take these products and there's no more erectile dysfunction. That's what you're telling me?
Child, all I telling you is we don't cure or mitigate no disease, but I will tell you it does reverses and you will stand tall because you know that couple you have that has come running down the street for your products every come chasing after you for the products. Yes, it does. It helps in that area.
The lady say she's wake up to glory every morning. So yes, look, there's some stuff. Back to you, doctor.
Listen, guys, also for women that are suffering with you don't have that feeling anymore. The drive is gone. This is for you. You don't have to say you have a headache anymore or I'm tired and I need to go to sleep. It assists because also it deals with mood, anxiety, depression, Alzheimer's, dementia. It's able, you heard Nurse Donnalee just gave us a talk on what nanotechnology is. All of our products are that. Okay, so when this gets in, when the Belage gets in, it's able to permeate the eye wall barrier and the brain barrier. You heard King Clive talk about the gut. Guess what? Anxiety, depression, Alzheimer's, all that's starting in the gut. Yes, guys, the gut. That's how important what we're putting in our body is to everything that's going on. I know people probably have said this to us 1,000 times, but I'm telling you right here at Sankey Global, this group, this movement, we take it mighty serious. And I ain't saying we all vegetarians and we gone vegan. I wish we were, but we ain't there yet. Okay. We ain't there yet. But we are making a mighty effort to know what's going on in our body and at the end of that fork. And this increases hydration at the cellular level. So like I said, the dementia and that Alzheimer's has to do with lack of hydration on the brain. So this Belage right here is amazing for that. And guess what? Mucus removal. This is what you call a mucus removal. Because you take this product and literally you will start bringing up erroneous amounts of mucus. My son the other day, I kept on trying, Raina, please take the blood. Oh, I'm not taking the blood. Raina, no, I'm not taking the blood. I said, okay, fine. So he keeps on, I'm always on calls. So one day he heard that how it made every Dr. Helen's son smarter. But mommy, my test coming up, I got to take my Balage. So he went and took a nice big, he took, I think, must see 3 pockets of Balage one day. I was like, whatever. Man, guys, when my son came out of the bathroom, he said, mommy, what is going on with this Balage? I said, what happened? He said, mucus. Mucus is in the feces, guys, and it comes out any way that it can come out. We have persons on this line that could testify the mucus started coming out of their throat. I know for me, if I don't drink Balage every single day, say I stop for a day and a half, 2 days, and I go and take Balage, literally I start choking on the mucus. It starts coming out of me like crazy. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you mean all that mucus is in you? And I can normally feel it because if you're suffering in pain, if you're on this call and you have arthritis, that knee pain, that's mucus, guys. That joint pain in the fingers, mucus, all of this excess mucus. You remember back in the day when Dr. Sabi was talking about you need to get rid of the mucus. If you can get rid of the mucus, your body will start to heal itself. Well, guess what? The Balage assists and aids with that. And it tastes good. And it tastes good. We have our inner 7, guys. Our inner 7 is from 321 meters in the Okinawa Ocean from a medical reserved area. And it is purified salt water. 2 main ingredients is magnesium and potassium. But on top of that is an additional 60 plus minerals that are essential for our body. Not if your body might need them. I'm talking essential for our body. And yes, it is purified salt water, but it only has about 60 milligrams of salt. And I know some people on here say, I got high blood pressure. Okay, guys, you're going to start with the other product that I'm going to talk about. But this product here, you'll eventually go on it. Nurse Donnalee could attest to a gentleman who had severe hypertension, severe heart problems. And now his pressure better than everybody. And he taking the inner 7 every day. So it's not the inner 7 that's going to raise your pressure. It's what you're putting at the end of your fork. So it also balances your pH to 7 point. It stimulates relaxation and revitalization. This is fantastic for persons that suffer with menopause, thyroid disorders, menstrual pains, endometriosis. This is your baby right here. I take this with my Balage for pain. That is my go-to product. Whenever everything just starts feeling a little off, inner 7 and Balage. And if I want it to act even faster, even though it's nanotechnology, I drink it hot. But it also improves digestion and it recovers your body's essential minerals. Nurse Donnalee, do you want to add anything there?
No, you got it. You got it, Queen. You got it, Queen.
You're so crazy. And then we have our Cronry-Fire. This Cronry-Fire reduces the absorption of calories and sugars and carbs. Guys, one night I remember Nurse Donnalee, listen, she calls me at around 10 something and says, girl, you sleeping? I'm like, no, I'm talking to you. I'm not sleeping. What do you think? And she says, girl, I have something to tell you. So, I'm thinking ears perked, thinking she got a little something juicy to tell me. She can tell me, girl, you know what black beans is too? It's like, what? She's like, black beans is lower pressure, reduce insulin, sugars, burn fat. I was like, that sounds like the Cronry-Fire. And of course, our Cronry-Fire has black beans. Guys, she went through a list of at least, Donnalee, how many things? Like 30 things that black beans do. I was like, and this is what she's calling me at 10 something excited to tell me. So this is what our Cronry-Fire does, guys. It reduces the absorption of calories and sugars and carbs. So if you're that individual that knows you're not eating the way you should, you're eating the sugars, you're eating the carbs, this is going to burn it away, okay? It's going to burn it away. And it deals with gastric protection and antioxidation. Okay. It increases the thermogenesis to remove fatty tissues. But also, guys, this also helps to clean out your arteries, because we'll have some people that say, child, I don't want to lose weight. I don't need to lose weight. Your body knows the weight it's supposed to be. So it's not going to burn if it's not meant to burn. And if it needs to burn, it's going to start looking at the arteries and saying, okay, you know what? I need to flush this excess cholesterol out of what's going on in here. So this is our dynamic 4 products. They are absolutely fantastic. They are a powerhouse all on their own. And so all I can say, guys, is I am always blown away by what these products have done for me and for so many other persons. So Donnalee, we're going to start going through the chat. And I see, I'll start from the bottom. Samsung says, do you change your eating habits while using these products? Samsung, we'd absolutely love if you would. But if you don't want to, that's on you. That choice is something that you have to make. The products will work whether you change your eating habits or not. However, if you want to see a quicker improvement or a faster improvement, just add, like Dr. Frankowitz said, add a small salad in your diet every single day. Just add a little bit more live food, less meat. But you know, that is not necessary. I know Dr. Bahia Diaz always said that, you know, persons look at the centenarians and they think that, you know, wow, they ate such a great diet. And like he said, it was not a diet out of wanting to eat that way. They were actually on this diet because that's all they could afford. They could only go out and catch their fish every day. So even if they wanted to eat the steak, they really couldn't afford the steak. So that's where the centenarian diet came from, but it wasn't intentional, you know. But let me go up. I'm going to bring up a gentleman whilst I go through the questions, because he's been on these products for 9 years. So you know, I could speak, but he could speak to what these products have done for him. Let me find him. Hold on. Let me go down. Elemental B. Where is he? I know he's HI. Why can't I find you? Oh, I found you. There we go. Sir, I'm going to bring you up to the top, and I want you to tell us, you've been on these products for 9 years. Tell us a little bit about, you know, why you've been on the products and what they've done for you. Pastor Searson, are you out there?
What's going on, Dr. Ruth?
I'm right here. Take it away.
Let me tell you something. I will say this to everybody that's listening. I always like to put my age up. So my wife says, sometimes, why you always do that? Because 73 years of age is 73 years of age, guys. And I know a lot of people 73 years of age just barely moving around. I'm an avid golfer. I don't care if it's 110 degrees. 110 degrees on the golf course is better than 65 degrees in the air-conditioned room. These products, as far as energy, as far as my blood pressure, as far as anything relative to A1C, I saw a question there about diabetes a moment ago. I remember when everyone said I was pre-diabetic. I know for a fact, changing of diet and putting these products in my system, my A1C has always been on point. My doctors are amazed. I just had my blood work done 3 days ago. And I want to assure everyone that's listening from a pastoral point of view, because above my beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. I used to get sick of going to the hospital, seeing sick people. I got sick of burying people at an early age. And I will tell everybody about these products. You need to be on them. And trust me, from your blood pressure to your diabetic situations, anything relative to any kind of disorder in your body, 100% of the time with 100% of the people, it's going to help you. And you want to get this information, trust me, Dr. RUTHANN is on point, the nurse Donna is on point. You want everybody you know to know what you know. So don't hold back. Get this information in front of everybody. These products are some wonderful, wonderful products. The nanotechnology. I was in Okinawa. I know about the elderly people, how they are treated. I know their lifestyle. I know their eating habits, ladies and gentlemen. That is why they don't get Western diseases until they come to the West. We need to adopt what they're talking about, and what you have right now with Psyche Proper is the way to put these things in your system. So listen to Dr. RUTHANN, listen to Nurse Nana, listen to Dr. Clive. We got too much knowledgeable people sharing their hearts with us. We got too many wonderful people sharing this thing from a philosophical, medical, and a practical point of view. Trust me, the products work. That being said, Dr. RUTHANN, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Back over to you.
Man, thank you so much, Pastor Searson. Yes, oh my God. And guys, some of the questions that are pouring in. So Nurse Donnalee, we're going to tackle these questions. Yes, go ahead.
I just want to say something quickly to back up something that Pastor Searson said, and also to back up something that King Clive said. King Clive talked about the liver. And also, you know, with what King Searson was saying, Pastor Searson, with the liver, when you have, and see, this is the killer amongst us right now. you know, especially people of color, whether you be yellow, brown, black, whatever, you know, and it's also went over into the Caucasian community. Hypertension and diabetes are, they're very high up there. They're amongst the, when you come down to seven, they're the seven killers. They're amongst the prime seven killers of death worldwide, no matter what color, what origin, what race you come from. And the thing about it is, with those two diseases, your liver is always attacked. So when you have hypertension and diabetes, and see, the thing about it is what also attacks your liver, these diseases attack your liver, plus the medication that you're put on attacks the liver too. Because every medication that you put on, after you prescribe, the liver has to filter it, man. The liver has to filter these things. And then what happens when the liver get tired or get cirrhosis or damaged is what happens is you end up in kidney failure or kidney disease. And also with hypertension and diabetes, it affects the eyes. You end up with blindness. It attacks the skin. It attacks the heart, diabetes, and hypertension. And here we have a product that is able, when the cell closes up, is because when you have these diseases, especially A1C or diabetes, what happens is that your cell closes up and nothing can get into the cell. But guess what could get into the cell? The Sankey products. When the Sankey products get into the cell and get rid of all those free radicals in the cell and just starts the mitochondria, what happens is the cell can open up now and then filter the rest of the stuff that's in the blood. So if you're on these products and or somebody you love has hypertension, heart disease, diabetes, or that is in your family or in your your family DNA, you should get on these products. You shouldn't wait to get a disease, because these things are also preventative. And guess what? Everybody on this line should have Balaj in their house. Everyone on this line should have Balaj in their house, because Balaj has an efficacy, and this efficacy helps to reduce the replication of viruses and what we're going through worldwide, a pandemic. So my question is, even if you don't want to be a distributor, or you could come in as a client, look here, you know how much persons have had COVID and has taken these products and at least a week later has tested negative? So I don't know what people are waiting for, because guess what? I down to my last box and I'm waiting for my stuff to come. And Dr. RUTHANN, I hope them my things.
I know she was gonna say that.
Because guess what? People are asking me that say, the last box you have to sell. You know, I don't even sell what? I don't sell my products. So my thing about it is, and I just let people on the line, don't ask me for none of my products. You gotta get your own. Get the link from the person who invited you to call. So back to you, Dr. RUTHANN.
Listen, I hear in the chat group, I'm reading the chat, and we have Patrick asking about immune system, and that's what Nurse Donnalee was just talking about, the efficacy of the immune system. This builds the Balaj itself, and like she says, we have the white paper, so this isn't something that we're just tooting our own horn. If you want the white paper, you can get it. We actually have a video on YouTube with Dr. Franco actually going in as soon as we got the documents back in March of last year, because they had actually done a trial in December 2019 to March, I think it was March 30th. And it just happened that right after that, the pandemic just went crazy in the world. But we found that the Balaj built your immune system by 45%, and it could combat viruses, influenza A, B, gastroenteritis, and SARS by 85%, guys. Like Nurse Donnalee said, we've had persons that have literally had the diarrhea, the bleeding in the stool, the mouth, the taste has gone. Or one of our ladies up in New York, and she was basically told that she had to stay home and just fight it off. She took the Balaj, Crenu, and Intercept hot 3 times a day. Within less than, I think it was 4 days, it was done. We have a lady on the line that she could attest to her brother who had COVID. And like I listened to her testimony this morning, and all I could say was, glory be to God, because we know that this is a God thing, as well as God whispered in somebody's ear to give them knowledge. We have to understand, it's always a whisper, and it comes from a mightier source, but he had COVID, and she said every time she'd speak to him, he could hardly breathe. Like he'd have to like stop breathing. And she'd say, okay, just, take a minute and, we could start again. She said she got that Balage to him. And literally within a day, he was like, whatever that is, order mine, please, and order it now. Guys, I'm telling you, you will be blown away. We are not selling wind. We are not trying to impress you, but we are trying to impress upon you that these products are simply amazing, simply amazing. So regarding the autoimmune issues, guys, I have an autoimmune disease, and I was clinically diagnosed with lupus SLE, systemic lupus, as well as Dervick's disease. Yes, Dervick's disease, which is NMO, which is like the sister to multiple sclerosis, as well as TM, transverse myelitis. So I have not been able to walk since 2015, but I can tell you this, for anybody that has any muscle disorder, get on the full product formula system, because you will be simply amazed. Nurse Donnalee could attest to her son's muscles being restored. I've seen it happen, and I don't believe it. When you start drinking that Hasaki, your muscles start to form. I had atrophied muscles, so did her son, and literally the muscles start coming back. And I'm like, what? And I can actually feel all the layers of every muscle in my body now being transformed and being, consistent. Because before I'd work out, and then my muscles would just disappear again. Now my muscles are building on muscle on muscle on muscle. So guys, all I can tell you, if you have multiple sclerosis, if you have any autoimmune disease, these products will absolutely help you, okay? We have a question regarding the diabetes. Man, King Tim Trahan, I wish he was on this call right now. He could tell you. He was on four medications for diabetes. He's now on insulin as needed. He literally, his A1C came down, is perfect, as well as literally insulin as needed because of that coronary fire and his Balage. But he takes the full product system, but it's simply blown away because it does what it needs to do. Let's see, keep on going. Like I said, Samsung, regarding your eating habits, it's really up to you, but the products will work, but they will even work on even quicker if you start looking at how you're eating and what's going on at the end of your fork. Nurse Donnalee, Reverend Woods is asking regarding how to address prostate issues. Do you want to address that, please?
Okay, with prostate issues, if they have CA of the prostate or pre-CA or actually enlargement of the prostate or whatever's going on, I would advise them, if they do not have hypertension, to actually be on that Balage and Inner 7 at least twice a day and the Crenue in the night.
Thank you so much. We also have somebody asking about reoccurring candida.
Okay, now see, that Hasaki, that fluoride get put back in the stomach. That person, they have to watch if they are on antibiotics.
Right.
And also, a lot of people, see, I have to educate. If that person is in a relationship or married, you understand me? Whoever is having that issue, sometimes, you get treated for it. But what happens is your partner is not treated. Yeah. And so what happens is you get reinfected. See, I have to educate you guys on this line. And, some people say, oh, the monostat, all you need is some good yogurt. And you use some good yogurt. And you can ingest yogurt and insert yogurt. All right? And then you drink that same Asaki and that Balage and Inner 7, which actually helps with the pH, for the pH balance of the body. So that's what I would actually recommend for that. But you have to watch what soaps you're using down there. You have to watch what you're putting into your stomach, the food that you're eating. Some foods that you eat can cause that to happen. And also, If you have a partner or whoever the person is have a partner and that partner is not treated, then you can get reoccurring candidiasis. And also, if you're on meds, especially antibiotics would mess up the microbiome. And, King Clive keep on preaching this. Antibiotics would mess up the microbiome. You will always have repeated candidiasis. So back to you, Dr. Rusa.
Okay, so we also have fibroids, regarding fibroids. I don't know why you muting your mic like you're going somewhere.
Fibroids is something just like the prostrate. It's actually the inner 7 and Balage twice a day and renew at night. And it helps to treat fibroids. But my thing about it is with somebody who has fibroids, we do not ever tell you at Psyche Global, stay away from your physician. We like for you to go for your physician. You know why? So that your physician can actually see the difference in your body. And sometimes when the physician sees this, we had persons who had surgeries canceled.
Yep.
One of those persons. And you may see your fibroids start to shrink. The one thing I have to tell you guys, consistency and obedience. And also, what's that word, RUTHANN? Consistency, obedience, and oh Lord, come on now. When somebody is determined to do something and get it done, you have to be determined. You have to be determined to say, guess what? I am sticking to these products. I'm going to try my best to change my diet. And see, sadly, yeah, God's still working on it.
Hey, nurse, I love how Pastor Serson always says it. He says, listen, how long have you had it? Give yourself 90 days on these products, 90 days. And he's like, you will see the difference. And I know with you, Nurse Adderley, with your son, he doesn't even take the products how he took them originally, and he has not reverted. He has not reverted back in any way, shape, or form. Like, people don't understand.
No, he doesn't. If anything, and let me do this, he doesn't take the products as much as he used to, but guess what? He is still recovering. He's still getting better by the day. And with these products, because he had a slur in his speech, and the slur is getting better. And as the slur get better, that's the only thing, RUTHANN. His mouth get harder, like somebody else I know who's actually hosting this call. But back to you, Dr. RUTHANN.
Anyway, glaucoma. Stay focused. Glaucoma.
Oh, you have a testimony for glaucoma. You hit that.
She doesn't want me to share it yet, so I can't share the testimony yet.
Man.
But definitely, guys, Balage. And then of course with the diabetes, Crenwy. But basically, literally, this person is having amazing results after, I think it's nearly at least over 5 years of suffering with it. And it's simply amazing. Like, y'all don't understand. What about Parkinson's disease, Nurse Donnalee?
Okay, Parkinson's disease, that person is on prescription meds. And guys, with these products, there are no contraindications. That means that these products do not interrupt with your treatment regime. Most persons will say, if you're on that, you got to do, you cannot do both. You got to do either or. With these, you can do both because it's only nutrition that the mitochondria need to put your body in homeostasis to heal itself. That's all. So, yes. I'm back to you, Dr. RUTHANN.
We have sickle cell. I know Dr. Franco speaks about that, that the traits of you can pull out the sickle, but definitely I know it's the Balage and inner 7, but Nurse Donnalee?
Yes, Balage and inner 7. And also that person with sickle cell, when they're in a crisis, I would recommend the Balage inner 7 and the Canoe Heart.
Definitely. What about which product helps with difficulty and ability to get pregnant due to hormonal imbalance?
Oh man, they need to Double up on INO7 and Balage.
And for iPhone Joy, we have had some stories where some stuff has come out of people. Dr. Denise, it was a huge parasite come out of the woman. Another person, a foul odor when she was taking a shower. It came out like,
All the something and it was foul.
yeah. So definitely that Balage and that INO7. Slim, you asked how many purchases should one make before signing up for membership? It's really up to you. You know, like we like to say here, we love customers. You know, customers are fantastic. And how frequent should customer purchase if they don't want to be a distributor? That's up to you as well. With Balage, you can take up to 6 sticks, 6 sachets per day. I know when I first started back in 2019, I was taking 6 sachets a day. Pastor Searson, you wanted to say something? I see your hand up. I just looked over and saw your hand up.
Yes, I just wanted to add, Dr. Ruth, one of the things that Dr. Cartrell Woods, who's on the call, said a couple of nights back was how the formulas have cut down his prescriptions. And a lot of folks might want to hear that. I heard a medical doctor make this statement. If you want to live a long and healthy life, there's a couple of things you need to avoid. He said doctors and hospitals. Now, that doesn't denigrate them because you need to see them from time to time. But always remember doctors are practicing medicine. Always remember that a doctor doesn't know what a medicine does, a drug does. The pharmaceutical rep knows that because that's what they were trained to do. The doctors are sold these things to put them in your system. And they don't know what works best. That's why they're always trying. And you got a couple of people on this call tonight, and I just want to highlight them one more time. You got Nurse Donnalee. You got Dr. Clive on here. You got RUTHANN, who going through all of these things. You got Dr. Franco. These are naturopathic physicians and medical people. And they're giving you what, I'm not going to say his name because I heard some folks were laughing about it. But Dr. Benit, I think, how you pronounce his name, RUTHANN? Benita Diaz, how you pronounce that? But anyway.
Bejit, actually, Bejita Diaz.
Okay, here's what he said. And this is something I shared with some folks. He said this in his video. He said that if our goal is to help people, and if you are going to help people, you got to tell them the truth. That's a powerful statement coming from a scientist. He said, if you're going to help people, you must tell them the truth. And that's what this company has been working on since I've been with them for all these 9 years. And guys, the products have never failed me. So this, I'll leave it with this and I'm out. I've heard it said by you, Dr. Ruth. I've heard it said by Dr. Franco. These products work 100% of the time on 100% of the people. And you need to put them in your system for 90 days. You might say, well, what do they cost me? It's not so much what the products cost, it's what does sickness cost. Because when you establish value and when you establish worth, cost not gonna matter. And these products are valuable and they are worth it. Trust me, 9 years on these products, and like I was said, and someone said, well, why didn't you stop taking them? Why would I? Why would I stop taking something that makes me feel this good? So guys, I encourage you. What you're hearing tonight is powerful stuff. And I salute Dr. RUTHANN and all the folks on the panel so much for what they do. And so God bless you guys. And I want to encourage everybody to jump on these products and just make them a part. Take those products as often as you breathe. And I guarantee you they'll keep your breath coming. God bless.
Wow. Thank you so much, Pastor Searson. So back to our chat. Annalee, how would I purchase the Balage? Get back to the person that brought you to this call, Annalee. They will be able to assist you. They'll guide you on how to go about it. Lisa, will it help with reoccurring memory loss? Yes, ma'am. The Balage, especially like I said, it permeates the eye wall barrier as well as the brain barrier. It will assist with that. Verona, you asked about trigger finger. Well, I could speak to that personally because I literally had trigger finger. Girl, my hands literally, Donnalee could tell you, when one finger would start to turn, all of them would curl in and I would not be able to open my hand at all. I couldn't even hold a pen. And I actually now can do so. So yes, that is one of those things. Kimberly, Nurse Donnalee, for fibroids, you said INO7 and Balage, if I'm not correct?
Yes, up to 2 times or 3 times a day if they can afford it. You know, because
Right.
some people like to just hold it off and just do it 3 times a day, and then the ballage at night. Because
And I
see,
know, go ahead.
ballage,
Sorry.
why I keep on saying ballage at night, guys, is because ballage does come into your body. It actually puts your body into sleep. It helps your body to sleep. And guess what? Your body needs sleep to repair itself. And some of y'all might say, okay, but I sleep at night. I don't have no problem sleeping. Okay, guess what? Some of you closed your eyes and you did not know what was going on. But did your body really rest? Did your body go into the 4 to 5 stages of sleep? Did your body cycle those stages at least 4 to 6 times at night? Let me know. Let me know. So this is what the canoe actually assists in doing as well. So back to you, Dr. RUTHANN.
Okay, and also somebody asked again about autoimmune. Well, for me, I would say the whole product system that you can start on, because autoimmune, you know, at least I can speak for myself. It has targeted a lot of different things like incontinence and urine and not being able to go pee, not being able to go defecate, all these different things. So to me, the whole product system you can start on, Patrick, and you will actually be able to wean down to what works best for you. So for instance, now I don't drink the Hasaki every day, but I drink it at least 3 to 4 times a week. And my Ballage and my Inner 7 is my go-to. Cronwy, I drink twice a day, morning and night. We also have a question, and we have Dr. Denise on the call as well. Whoop, whoop. Fellow unicorn. And the person asked, my dad suffered with a stroke and his mobility and his left leg has been impaired. How can these products help? Either Dr. Denise or Nurse Donnalee, you can speak to that.
Can you repeat the question, please? Because I'm going to.
Oh, sorry. My dad suffered a stroke and his mobility and his left leg has been impaired. How can these products help?
Dr. Denise, you want to take that one? He's here?
She's here. I don't know if she's able to unmute yet. She might still be in her meeting. She might just be listening in quietly from the sidelines.
Okay. All right. With this person, I would at least put them on the full system. And that person needs a jump start. And so what I say jump start, because they had a stroke and I think he has paralysis in his left or right leg.
His left leg.
I would give that person the dandy and actually stick to the full regime of that dandy.
Yes, definitely. And just so the persons know, I know with my right arm, after going into a coma back in 2017, my right arm went completely numb. And since taking these products, my right arm has actually come back alive. So I don't know, like Donnalee and I always saying, we ain't know what Dr. Beatty is putting these things. I mean, we do know it's olives and rosemary, the bacteria, guys, not just, oh, let me go get some olive leaf extract pills. No. It's not that, darling. It's actually the bacteria off the leaves, and it's cycled every 28 days. They remove the bacteria off the olive leaves and then ferment them. Lisa, regarding headaches, would be the Ballage for circulation. Is the Hasaki to be drunk hot or cold? It can be drunk hot or cold, actually, because you can actually make pancakes and all with the Hasaki. So it's really up to you. You can make muffins out of it. I know I drink mine as a shake with my chaga capsules, and I make it into like a coffee shake. So it's really up to you. Parkinson's was all of the products, right, Nurse Donnalee? Because they're just asking again. I'm just scrolling through.
Yeah, all of the products. Every last one.
And then Dwayne is asking regarding the heart.
Okay, now I have someone who is a client of mine, and they had, you know who that person is, Dr. RUTHANN, and I first started them off on just the Ballage and the canoe, and then they after a few weeks I put I added the Hasaki, and now guys, this person had cardiac issues, heart issues, and also hypertension, and also cholesterol. And now this person is on Inner 7. And after a few months, I added the Inner 7 because they were a heart patient. And now, guess what, guys? Their blood pressure better than mine. You could believe that? Better than mine. Back to you, Dr. Rupa.
See, guys, amazing. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Nurse Donnalee, they said what to use for TMP, TMD, and acid reflux.
Okay, first of all, with that's acid reflux, you gotta be careful what you eating, man. See, I tell anybody with digestive issues, first of all, what you have to do, you have to do a process of elimination. What I mean by a process of elimination, start off with just bland foods. All right. Say, guess what? I can eat some fruits. Let me see if any, because sometimes some people cannot eat certain fruits. Then you start off with veggies. You don't do all the veggies one time. You say, okay, let me try some lettuce. Let me try some kale. Let me try some tomato. And if you see, you start adding. And as you add, see, you have to start like a baby. Remember now with babies, when they start adding them to food, adding food onto their diet, you add it piece by piece. So if you have stomach issues, what you need to do now is change your diet and start adding things piece by piece. And if you will find out exactly what is giving you those digestive issues. And that person actually also needs the Hasaki double time, and they need the Balage and the Inner 7 and the Purdue. They need all of it. They need, so that person, because of the digestive issues, they need the 10D, and they need to follow for the first 10 days the regime of the 10D, because in there it has the diet, the exercises, everything for them to actually change what's going on in their digestive tract.
We have somebody also asking that their husband is on dialysis 3 times weekly and has a fatty liver. Can our products help, and how can they take them?
The person what? Sorry.
Husband is on dialysis 3 times weekly and has a fatty liver, and how can they take them?
There goes that liver issue. That fatty liver came before they ended up on dialysis. That's what I'm talking about. And could you quickly ask them, and they could type in the group, did this person have diabetes or hypertension or heart issues before this?
You know who you are. You send a direct message. You can just send a direct message again, and or just let us know. And if you don't feel comfortable putting anything in the chat, guys, you can actually send a message to sankey.bah@gmail.com, and either Nurse Donnalee, myself, or Dr. Denise will answer your questions. That's once again sankey.bah@gmail.com. That's sanki.bah@gmail.com. Okay. And yes, you can take the Balage and the Cornu Fire at night. I do DQ Canada. And Leah, sorry, go ahead, Nurse Donnalee.
Did the person?
No, they haven't answered yet. They haven't answered it yet. Fibroids, Leah, we spoke about that. The fibroids would be the Balage and the Inner 7, and somebody that has kidney failure, Nurse Donnalee. This is another person.
This kidney failure, oh my God, and most kidney failures, as I said, started out from hypertension, diabetes, or heart problems. And the person's may not want to put it in the group. And so with kidney disease, they always tell you, okay, you have to watch your fluid intake, okay? So everybody on this line who has kidney disease or has somebody suffering from kidney disease, what I'm telling you, let's say if you are on 300, let's say if you're on 300 cc's a day, let's just use that number. All right. So if you're on 300 cc's a day or 300 mils a day, right? You would take in, when you drink the Balage, if the Balage is 16 mils per cup, you would just take that 16 mils and you would deduct that to mil cc's, and you would take that away from the amount of fluid intake you're supposed to have that a day. Do not add that to your regime. You would take that amount and you would deduct that from the amount of fluids that you actually supposed to have for the day. And so that is how you could add the Balage and the Cornu 2, and I wouldn't suggest that you take the inner 7 until probably a while down in this process, because that'll, that when the potassium and the sodium, they like to manage those levels in persons with kidney failure. So I would advise you to take the Balage in the morning, the Canoe at night, and let's say, as I said, you're on 300 cc's, and those two add up to like 100 cc's. Let's just say you would take that 100 cc's from that 300 cc's. You wouldn't add that to the 300 cc's. Okay, Dr. RUTHANN.
So I hope that also answered the question. The person answered that they said it was hypertension regarding the dialysis and the fatty liver. So yeah. So the Balage and the Canoe would be definitely something that you would look at. And then also last question, how many sacks of Balage can you take? You can take up to 6 sticks per day. And trust me, I have done it. I have done the 6 sticks per day, the marathon of Balage. I am a product of the product. And I enjoy one last time, Nurse Donnalee, I know you're tired talking, but regarding Parkinson's, how would they take the products? Like which products? Because I know you said specifics. How would they take it? How would you recommend?
The Parkinson's, because that's more like a neurological condition. So the Parkinson's disease would be that inner 7 and the Balage. But somebody with Parkinson's, I would love to see them also, though, to jumpstart on the 10D first and go through every step in that book.
Okay, so I enjoy, if you heard Nurse Donnalee, she said start on the 10D. There is a nutritional booklet in there, and literally, like she says, it's step by step what you should do from what you shouldn't do, and that will allow that individual to at least utilize all of the products and go from there. How many sticks comes in the pack of Balage? 27 sticks come in the box of Balage and Canoe and the inner 7, and then you have a bag of Hasaki. Stage 4 leukemia, which products and how to take it?
Leukemia is actually a stage of cancer. Leukemia is actually a type of cancer. And it's stage 4. This person, I would advise for them to take the Balage at least 4 times a day. 4 times a day. And then add the inner 7 in the for the morning dose and the afternoon dose, and then add the Canoe at night. This is already stage 4.
Okay, thank you so much, Nurse Donnalee. And then we have Melody Crooks. She said that she suffered from constipation from from childhood, and she started on the Balage and Canoe, but she's still having issues with more now. First thing, Melody, I would say is how much water are you drinking? Are you drinking half your body weight in water and more? And then I would have also said to do the Hasaki. Melody, are you in Nassau? I don't know. We'd have to find out. Because I think you'd have to tell it to do a hydro.
A colonic. Just keep it
colonic. There we go. Yeah, colonic. But definitely, Melody. Also, you need to add the Hasaki because the Hasaki is going to help. She's in Florida.
Okay, the Hasaki is going to help you, but you're in Florida, so I would advise you now. As I said before, and I said on this call many times, even when I was in Florida, I wish you would come to the call, to the meeting that we had in Florida. So next time you need to be there. With the colonics, hydrocolon therapy. See, now don't go to those spots and say, oh, we used to colonics. Let me do something. If anybody on this line, if you go to any spas, be careful. Now, if you're going to a health and wellness spa, is different. And any health and wellness spa, any trained or certified hydrocolon therapist will never put you in a room with a basin and a little tube and tell you to insert it in the rectum and then pull it out. Insert it in the rectum and pull it out. No. That's wrong. A certified hydrocolon therapist does your colonic for you. You don't touch nothing. She don't touch nothing. The only thing she touches is the scope that she uses, and she has a window on a scope, and she could actually see what's coming out of you, and she could give you a report. And she also, before she puts you in there, she actually gives you a consultation of what you're eating, your diet, and then when you go on the table, she takes photos of what comes out of you through a tube. Nobody has to touch no water. Nobody has to touch any feces, nothing like that. It's all done professionally, and you are relaxed on a table, turning on your side, turning on your back, giving abdominal massages. Okay, so don't go in any room with nobody telling you to stick nothing up your rectum by yourself. That is dangerous. So, Melody, I would advise that you find a proper colon therapist in your area and have it done, and have it done immediately. And then after you have it done, go full force on the products and you will see a difference. And also take in fiber, 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 fiber. Back to you, Dr. Lisa.
So iPhone Joy is asking regarding, and I know you answered this, the hormonal imbalance affecting the person that's trying to get pregnant. That's the Balage and Inner 7. Twice a day, 3 times a day. How often do you recommend, Nurse Donnalee?
Sorry, I was reading something in the chat. I didn't even hear that. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. How, regarding the hormonal imbalance with the Balage and the Inner 7, how often?
Okay, I would suggest that person does it twice a day.
Okay, so twice a day, iPhone Joy. And this is the last question, guys, because Nurse Donnalee already has the clock. It's after 10. If your glucose level and blood pressure gets normal, should you still take the Balage and Canoe Fire?
Let me do something. You don't have to take it as much as you do, but I would recommend that you still take it in the morning and evening, especially if you haven't changed your eating habits. What's on the end of your fork.
So you heard it from Nurse Donnalee. If you don't change those eating habits, you need to be taking the products. So guys, by now, I know you've decided where you stand, what you'd like to start, what you'd like to try, and get back to the person that brought you to this call. Get back to the person that brought you to this call. Get back to the person that brought you to this call. And guess what? Next week, same time, same place, we will be here to serve as always. And so I want to go ahead.
Just give them the where they can actually forward their questions to.
Okay, yes. So that's Sankey, sanki.bah@gmail.com, sanki.bah@gmail.com, guys. So if you have any more questions, you can send those questions to that and we will respond. And so I'm going to bring back to the stage our amazing guru of the microbiome, the founder of this movement, King Clive Campbell. Are you out there?
Yes, certainly I am. I just want to use the opportunity to thank you all for coming on the call tonight. Queen Dr. RUTHANN Lightbourne, you are the best at what you do. You host this call with such consummate ease, but with such knowledge and professionalism. I thank you so much. Also, Nurse Adderley, you are such a genius. You are the Google when it comes to health-related matters and how to take these protocols for the situations and the issues in your thesis. I thank you. I thank also Reverend Isaiah Saracen for chiming in, for doing what he does best. And of course, we thank Sir Townsend for helping us with the technical aspect of things and the Zoom link. And all the other persons who came tonight, beyond it, we are here every Tuesday night, God's willing. We ask you to come back, take along a friend with you, because we intend for everybody to know and everybody deserves to know. So we just want to say thanks again to you all. Thanks for chiming in, and may the Lord bless you and keep you, watch over you and protect you and preserve you, and may you enjoy good quality health going forward. Thank you again so much. Have a good night, guys.